Nice. Right, now we've got to put the drive, the prop shaft flange. We'll call it drive flange for a minute. Pop that back. So make sure that's clean. I can see on this one that there is a little bit of witness in on that spigot where the seal runs. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. It's also worth mentioning that you want to clean the shield as well, because that outside rubber lip seals on the shield, so it's double. It seals double. So the shield's there to keep the dirt out, and the seal's there to keep the oil. Right, that's pretty clean. I'm going to put a dab of oil on there. Just so it slips in a bit easier and we don't risk tearing the seal. I'll put a bit of oil on here as well. Right. So yeah, put the prop shaft flange back on. Also, while you got it off of the pinion flange, pinion shaft, sorry, make sure this seat in here is clean, because that nut goes on there, and that's going to affect the height of everything stacked up as well. So just make sure that the top and bottom of each part is clean. It's not going to be sitting on anything. Same as the bottom half of it, There we go. Nice one. Even though it's a summer's day, you'd be surprised how dark it is under here, so, use a torch, does help. Then we can thread our pinion nut back on. Remember, we had 3 threads showing out the front of the nut, and we also had it tightened round to the mark. So at the moment I've got just under 3. It's got a little ways to go. Right, and we'll do the rest with a special tool. Nearly there, about a millimetre, maybe a little bit more. Just tighten it back up to the line you put on there beforehand. Just going to have another go at that. I'm just not pleased with it. Like I say, you want to get this dead right, because the squash effectively what they call the preload on the taper roller bearings. That's set very finitely at the factory. They assemble it all with the bearings, and there's an inch-pound value that you pull the bearings round, and they set the drag on the bearings, and that allows for, you know, it to be tight enough so that it doesn't get too hot and start galling, but loose enough that, you know, too tight and the bearings will cook, too loose and it actually move under load. So keep it where it is. Right, I'm happy with that. The marks are cock on now. Take our tool off and sling your prop shaft back on. Right, now all we've got to do is just check the fuel plug level on the back of the diff. Right, screw it. I thought I'd video the checking the fuel plug and whatever underneath there, but I found some oil. So, impromptu video of how to change the diff oil. So right then guys, how to change your diff oil. 24mm socket for the drain, and the fills are 23. Okay. I'm going to get covered, aren't I? You know it. Now there's a camera there, the pressure's on. So we'll let that drain out. By the way, the actual book spec for the rear diff, the limited slip rear diff I might add, is 1.85 litres, and that needs to be 90 weight limited slip oil. So something like LS90 from Titan Race, or Morris Lubricants do a Lodexol 90 weight, which is limited slip compatible, but that's not too expensive. It's not much more expensive than normal 90 weight. So you need 2 bottles of that for the back. While we're here waiting, the front diff takes 1.5 litres if I remember right, and that's just straight 75-90. You don't need any fancy stuff in the front. We finished already. So the drain plug has got a magnet on it, so clean the magnet. Ideally put a new copper washer on it, or fibre washer, whatever you can get from your supplier, but hey ho. And I shall be back in a minute with a 23mm socket. Back in a bit. Right, so take the fill plug out. Put that to one side. And we'll go and get a bottle and pump it in. I must say I'm usually a bit more sophisticated and use a soap pump. If you get the Swarthega ones, they actually fit in the bottles most of the time. Don't get a used one with all Swarthega grit in it. If you get a new clean one, screw it in the top of the oil can. Then you can just sit there, pump it in. Right, all you've got to do is fill that. My bottle's nearly empty. I'll just put nearly all of it in there. Basically, there you go. See if we can bend that around there, get a bit more in there. There we go. See that's dripping out of there? That means that's level with the top of that fill hole. And that's the right amount. You can do her up. And job done.